Today on the Daily News, Senate GOP stays away from Trump's baseless tweet on Buffalo. The family of George Floyd have acknowledged and expressed their appreciation to the President of Ghana, Nana Addo Akuffo Addo. Apostle Kwabena Owusu-Addo has been arrested by the National Security of Ghana. Hello to you all and welcome to the Daily News on Top G TV. My name is Albert Kwame Ajima Prempeh and I'm going to be your host for today's developing story and updated news. Please don't forget to hit on the red button that says subscribe. Yeah, and also the bell next to it. Hit on that to that bell. It will notify you whenever we upload any new content, video or story onto the channel. That way you'll be the first person to get your hands on the videos. Thank you so much for subscribing to Top G Multimedia and we do appreciate you a lot. God bless you. So in moving on, the president, Mr. Donald J. Trump, is at it again. He never ceases to disappoint. Somebody might ask, what did he do this time? Well, today being the 9th of June 2020, Tuesday, the president has tweeted, somebody might say president of tweet, he has tweeted about an incident that occurred in Buffalo during the protesting with a certain man involved called Martin Gugino, who was pushed by one of the police officers, and this man fell down so hard that I believe that he had a cut at the back of his head and the emergency car had to come pick him up to the hospital. So Mr. Trump, analyzing the situation, tweeted, and his tweet has yielded back with negative reactions from around the world and especially from the media. And quote unquote, let me read what he tweeted on Twitter today, okay? And he says, Buffalo protesters shoved by police could be an Antifa provocator. 75-year-old man Martin Gugino was pushed away after appearing to scan police communications in order to black out the equipment. At OANN I watched, he fell harder than was pushed, was aiming scanner. Could it be a setup? Wait, so the president is suggesting that the gentleman or the man, the 75-year-old man, Martin Gugino, approaching or heading towards where the police were, could have been part of a setup. So basically he's trying to say that the man fell down harder than the way he was pushed. I don't know, maybe he was kind of a little bit trying to suggest that the man should have gone down slow motion like this. Just slow and fall down based on the way he was pushed by the law enforcement officer. Okay, and this has sparked an outrage by people around the world and people living in the United States of America, and the media is pressing on some questions to the Senate Republicans who are running away. See, the Republicans are running away about this question because they don't have an answer. I think they themselves, within themselves and in their heads, in their mind, they can tell that no, there is something going on with this president, man. They can't believe that President Trump really hit the nail, like really put an ice on the cake right there. So there are so many numerous Republicans, Senate Republicans, who have dodged questions presented at them by the media and don't want to say or don't want to talk about what the president tweeted on Twitter. Okay, so I'm going to give you countless number of Republicans who refuse to answer questions on the president tweet. Okay, like Senate Mitch McConnell, who is the majority leader, the Senate leader. All right, he refuses to answer questions about that. CNN pressed him more on those on that question, and he referred them to another senator about a different job or a different work altogether. Okay, Senator Alexander Lema of Tennessee, Senator Steve Daines of Montana, Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, Senator Dan Sullivan of Alaska, Senator Kelly Loeffler from Georgia, who hopped into an elevator when she was asked about the president tweet. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina. These guys all refused to answer questions on the president's tweet. I know within themselves they may be thinking this is not good for America, and I know that they can do something about it. Speaking of that, I've been thinking about, wait, what is actually wrong? What is actually going on? See, Mr. Trump, you're making it too hard for people to defend you, man. No matter how they try to, turn around the words to make you look better, make you look good in the eyes of the public, you still come back and then just hit it bam bam again with something else. Basically trying to say me, myself, and I. You don't want to be defended. You want people to just obey whatever you say. That sounds like dictatorship right there. Like you want to dictate to Americans. And America has far gone beyond dictatorship. This is a democratic country. It's democracy. People speak their mind. They may say whatever you don't want to say. Or basically what you're trying to say is that you can give them freedom of speech, but you cannot guarantee them freedom after speech. Come on, man. We've been through all this. We've passed this long ago. And we don't want to go back, man. It's forward ever, backwards never, man. Man, get your act together and let's rule this country very well, President Trump. Okay? Right. We love you though. We just want you to do the right thing. We just don't want you to do something that you will feel like you have to do what your heart desires, requires. Okay? It's about the people. It says, the Constitution says, we the people. It's not say I the president or me the president. Come on, man. You can do better. Alright? So, in moving on to the next story, the family of George Floyd have really acknowledged and expressed their appreciation to the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Akuffo Addo. So what did the president of Ghana do that has, received such an applause from the family of George Floyd? So the family of George Floyd expressed so much appreciation towards the president of Ghana and the people of Ghana. Alright, when you go to the Twitter page of the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Akuffo Addo, this is what he tweeted about the death of George Floyd. And quote unquote, I read, okay? He said, on behalf of the people of Ghana, I express my deep condolences to the family and loved ones of the late George Floyd. We stand with our kith and kin in America in these difficult and trying times. We hope that the unfortunate tragic death of George Floyd will inspire a lasting change in how America confronts head-on the problems of hate and racism. This is what was tweeted by the president of Ghana, and it has yielded so many applause around the world and especially from the family of George Floyd. Okay. Now, speaking at the funeral ceremony in Houston, Texas, today, the 9th of June 2020, Ivy McGregor, you remember Ivy McGregor, right? She is the social impact leader. She's also the CEO, a chief architect of Ivy Inc., all right? Expressed satisfaction and read to the public what the family of George Floyd thought of the president of Ghana and how Ghana has honored George Floyd. In a short video, let's go and watch what Ivy McGregor had to say to the president of Ghana coming from the family of George Floyd.
The family of George Floyd would like to acknowledge the message of solidarity, resolution, and visual tribute from His Excellency Nana Akuffo Addo, the President of Ghana. Yesterday, during the memorial, a video produced by the people of Ghana was broadcast for thousands of mourners as they paid their final respects to Mr. Floyd. The family is honored by President Akuffo's decision to have Mr. Floyd's name permanently mounted in the historic Sankofa Wall at the Diaspora African Forum and the W.E.B. Du Bois Center in Africa. They are grateful that the country of Ghana stands with the Floyd family and the struggle of all families to change the status quo of racism and prejudice. The family is deeply moved by the generous act of the Ghanaian government to solidify George Floyd's legacy.
So you heard it yourself, you've seen it yourself, and this is what Ghana is doing for George Floyd. He is being remembered as a hero, and he deserves it. I believe he deserves it, and he deserves it more. Wherever you are, rest in peace, George Floyd, man. We are with you. Power to you, brother. Power to you. All right. Now, let's go to another story that seems to be of interest to people. Remember Apostle Kwabena Eji Owusu? Remember the man who threatened to kill the Electoral Commissioner chairperson of Ghana? That man has been arrested, and he got arrested whilst conducting a live interview with Accra-based FM, Hot FM. So the National Security personnel presented a warrant for his arrest, and he was picked up during his interview, his live interview. He's been taken to court, and he's been remanded to police custody for 2 weeks because the case has been adjourned to June 23rd, 2020. This man uttered, or maybe uttered some threat messages towards the Electoral Commission chairperson, Madam Jane Mensah. He threatened that the woman would die if she dares conduct a new voter register. So that way it didn't sit well with the government, and he has been charged with certain conduct. That the charges that has been leveled against Apostle, some people say he is just a self-acclaimed pastor. So as far as the title lies on him, we're still not going to take it off. We're going to put it on him, and then that way we can nail to the cross right there. The charges leveled against the pastor Kwabena Owusu Eji are threat of death, offensive conduct conducive to the breach of peace, and possession of narcotics. Yes, he was found holding weed. I think weed was found in his pocket, and I'm thinking, wait, this dude is been smoking. I don't know how truth that is, but taking a look at the video, weed was placed in his palm, right, as a means of evidence to showcase that he had weed in his pocket. All right, and let's take a look at the video right now, okay, and see what he said that led to his arrest, and how the arrest also came about. Okay, so we're going to go right now and take a look at the short words or the offensive words he used towards the chairperson, and then the war he declared towards a certain tribe in Ghana that led to his arrest right now.
If we allow Akuffo Addo and his stupid Jane Mensah, that stupid girl, that idiot of a girl, look, I'm telling Jane Mensah today, me, my grandmother, she has what every woman has. My mother, she has the same thing. All my sisters have the same thing, and everybody is born of a woman. If Jane Mensah thinks she was not born of a woman but came from some other angle, she should go ahead and do the new register and let me watch her. She would die 12 midday. She would die just like that. Nonsense. Idiot. You are a foolish girl, Jane Mensah. You are an idiot. I'm telling you today. Try it and you see. What kind of nonsense is that?
Welcome back. So now we're going to take a look at the arrest that was made during his live interview with Hot FM right now. Okay, let's take a look at that one too, and we will come back and discuss it.
Opinion issue is just to divert attention. Okay?
Good morning to
yes,
you
good
all.
morning.
You're coming from National Security. We have warrant to arrest you.
Okay.
On the right.
Okay. Oh, don't touch me.
My friend,
Don't touch me.
hey, my friend,
Don't touch me.
my friend.
Don't touch me.
Anyway, hot not the thread of 9 from March, please let us know. There
are
are some
some
people
people
here.
here.
Hey, how come? Hey,
A warrant from the
how?
national security to arrest on a year, Papa, a year, Kabana. Please, please.
Hey, no.
Please take your time, please. We are begging you.
No.
Please take your time. Oh, please,
How come?
that's happening live. Please take your time.
Hey,
We are begging
how
you.
come?
Please take your time. Go back. No,
Hey.
No. Let us also know because we are here with you.
How come, sir? Hey, no, this one there. No. Hey, how come?
And we are live here, and we are happy. Yes, let us please know.
No.
We have to know if they are really from the national security.
We have to know.
All right. So now he's been arrested. Now he's been taken to the police custody. Okay. And now in the police station, or at the police station inside the office of an unidentified police officer, Apostle Kwabena Owusu-Addo was asked these questions, and these were the answers he gave the police, the unidentified police officers. Let's watch.
Whether provisions or cook food or whatever.
So where is your ministry located? Is it Hezekiah Apostolic or what?
I told you it is not a church.
So where do you meet?
Oh, I have. It's just a prayer.
So where do you meet to pray?
We can meet anywhere. It's,
Like where?
get a place, rent a place, depending.
So have you registered it?
Have I?
Registered it?
No.
It's not registered.
No, it's not registered.
So you have other associate pastors or what? People you pray with, who help you pray?
Oh yeah, we have. Yes, I was.
So you are the lead pastor?
Yeah, it's my vision.
So what, you say what's that? You're an apostle?
Yeah.
Apostle. Some these things. So when you're apostle, so is it the wind that gives you the power to speak or what? So for point of view to tell me so that man, I'll change my life, then you and I are into buy this smoking weed and stuff, and how can you push me? Or I should do what you say, not what you do. It's rather unfortunate. Rather unfortunate. So yeah, Kwabena Owusu-Addo. Where do you come from?
I'm Ashanti.
Ashanti, which part?
Masokore.
Asokore. So you have 56 years.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Are you married?
Not presently.
Or you have kids?
Masokore.
Asokore. So you have 56 years.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Are you married?
Not presently.
Or you have kids?
Yeah.
How many kids do you have? 4.
I saw a man.
He's not married, but he has kids. Or you are married?
I said not presently.
So there's no legal thing to show that you're married. You're not married.
No.
We have 4 kids. Wow, interesting. So in Kumasi, where do you live in Kumasi? Stadium. And Accra at Greater Estate.
So basically, he is not married now, but he has 4 children, and he doesn't have a church. As you all heard him saying it in a video, that he doesn't have a church. He has 4 children, and you know, one thing also is that he was asked if he is a member of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, and he vehemently denied that he is not a member of the NDC political party. Yeah, this is what Apostle Kwabena Owusu-Addo said when pressed about his political affiliation. Right. So the presiding judge on this case is Judge Emmanuel Esando, and he has remanded the subject, Apostle Kwabena Owusu Eje, to the police custody for 2 weeks, and the case, like I said earlier on, has been adjourned to June 23rd, 2020. Top G Multimedia is really interested in this case. We're going to follow it. We're going to bring it all the way to your table, right there, to your door, for you to know any update that has risen up on that case. Okay, all right, thank you so much for joining us, and please don't forget to subscribe to Top G Multimedia, man. We love you, man. We thank you so much for being part of us. God bless you for watching. My name is Albert Kwame Ajima Prempe, and we shall meet again on the Daily News.